walk away.
Looks more like the dog is holding it than being impaled. Stab. Stab, 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 stab. It's not doing anything, Percy.
Gremlin 306 says that's not a spatula, no-nos, bro. Quartzy 23 says dang.
This is a spatula. God, child lock was that. Good, Jolly, don't forget.
Says that is 2. Gremlin 306 says
Good,
that's
Beansy,
an
get out of
icing
here.
spreader.
What?
Jolix_O says
Wow.
happy face carrot. Kirathikui_ says that be angled no.
Oh, I'm actually looking at it. I think you're right. Icing spreader. My mother was wrong.
Kirathikui_ says ITS both.
That be angled? Fine, let me get my other spatulas.
Gremlin_306 says spatula is a flat
Let's
thing
get
that
all of my
flips pancakes.
spatulas.
Jolix
This is real talk.
says oh no.
We're about to solve world
23
problems.
says let's go.
All right. Let's take a quiz.
Quartzy23 says spatula variations equals real talk.
Okay. Is this a spatula?
Quartzy23 says expert conversation topic. Quartzy23 says no. Gremlin_306 says turkey baster.
Turkey baster? Baster?
Jolix_O says happy face carrot. Kirathikui_ says I hardly know her. Bianziet says I literally walked back over here to say that. Gremlin_306 says it shoots juice no-nos grin.
It shoots
Kirathikui_ says I got you. Quartzy23 says danger juice shooter.
Hey, what else can I use this for?
Kirathikui_ says POV you're the device that made your lab baby.
Okay, so like
says at
if aliens were to come to our planet,
left facing fist.
what would they hold this and think it does?
Says no knows well.
An alien would be like, oh, does this suck out my earwax?
Jolix_O says probe. Gremlin_306 says booty hole cleanser no knows well. Quartzy23 says saliva sucker. Kirathikui_ says on.
Like if you had amnesia and you walked around your house, you picked this up and you're just like, oh.
Bianziet says
it blows off my
walking away again.
Sweat.
LMAO.
I'm hot. I'm gonna
Quartzy23 says it's for
sweat
your
off my
boogers.
face.
Gremlin_306 says that would be the last thing I pick up. Quartzy23 says it blows off what, miss?
Blows off my sweat. Getting a little bit glittery. We blow it off.
Jolix_O says I would use it to bonk people in the head.
Bonk. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Oh, that's good bonk action. For real though, look at that
I cannot.
Look at that rebound.
Kirathikui_
says
that? Hammer.
You're welcome. Hammer. This is how you tell the neighbors to be quiet. Hey. This is how you get the children. Well, I won't finish that sentence.
Kirathikui underscore says cream, 12 corn bonk, Rakala bonk the fan, 16 bonk bop
Bonk,
Brix
bonk,
bonk.
bonk, bonk.
Kirathikui underscore says mander, 15 bing
Whoa.
bam hammer. Jolix underscore says
Stop,
Kaboya.
stop.
Jolix underscore says LUL.
Bonk, 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 bonk. Go do your homework. Bonk, bonk. All right, moving on.
Kirathikui underscore says that was such chaos.
Is this a spatula?
Kirathikui underscore says spoon. Quartzy23 says honey. That's a wooden spoon.
Honey. Honey.
Kirathikui underscore says a very long-handled spoon. Gremlin underscore 306 says that's a wooden spoon good for soup.
All right, now all of you have amnesia. Suddenly you have amnesia.
Gremlin
This object appears in front of you
says and spankings.
in a black, dark room, and you're being interviewed. And they're like,
Quartzy23
what
says
is this?
set it on fire. Kirathikui underscore says a torture device. Jolix underscore says that is a child catapult.
What?
Kirathikui underscore says glad you knew exactly what I meant to.
Ew.
Quartzy23 says about spat my wine out. Jolix underscore says LUL.
Let's try out our prototype. I went really far.
Quartzy23 says this is gonna feature on next stream. Jolix underscore says home run. Kirathikui underscore says
this
clipping.
could be a soap applier. It could be kindling. It could be a fly swatter. Ow! I'm not even gonna pretend I don't regret doing that. Okay.
Quartzy23 says one more time.
No. No.
Jolix underscore says amnesia, oral thermometer.
Don't let me get, don't make me go
Quartzy23
get the
says
garlic press.
LOL.
Redirect.
Quartzy23 says
did.
ow.
Ow.
Quartzy23 says what?
Yeah, I have blackmail. Anytime I don't want the conversation to go a certain way, I'll just say, well, Quartzy is a garlic
says
press.
you better show that off if I did it.
I don't have a garlic press, unfortunately. All right. Next.
Gremlin underscore 306 says cease is missing all the good shit. Quartzy23 says we both know I do. Gremlin underscore 306 says pizza cutter.
Pizza cutter?
Quartzy23 says yes, it's a pizza spatula.
Pizza cutter? You kill pizzas with this?
Jolix underscore says LUL.
Pizza mutilator.
Gremlin underscore 306 says that could slice something no-no's grin. Quartzy23 says I've seen it used for other stuff.
All right. Amnesia. What is this? Why did we find this with you when that happened?
Jolix underscore says who flattened the ice cream scooper? Quartzy23 says mini pizza flipper. Gremlin_306 says I will use it for oranges. Kirathikui_ says I murdered someone with it. Marks_an_creation says spicy fidget spinner. Dano_the_friendo says puss just coming in quick just to tell you you're amazing Danoth to love back to lurk. Kirathikui_ says LUL.
Before you go, Dano, what is this? Can't say pizza cutter. What did you do? This is my
Bianziet says that's obviously a model of the spaceship from Star Trek. Dano_the_friendo says a Raleigh Dissy cutter. Quartzy23 says makeup spatula.
Hair cutter. Oh, a fabric cutter. Cut your fabric. A balloon murderer. A torture device.
Jolix_O says, oh, we cutting fabrics. Gremlin_306 says, no knows well.
Tell me where they keep the subs. Tell me, Mac Monster. This could also be
Gremlin_306 says, I feel bad for Mac. Quartzy23 says, BNZIE. Mac Daddy Nick says, wait a second.
What do you want? Tell me where you're keeping her.
Mac Daddy Nick says, do it. Mac Daddy Nick says, do it right now. Quartzy23 says, I got censored.
I'll do
LOL.
it. I'll do it. You know what? No, I'll take your friend.
Quartzy23 says for the stage.
I've got your friendo.
It on thick. Mac Daddy Nick
still want
says
me to do
you
it?
Can't hate
you still
me
want me
more
to do
than
it?
I hate myself. And
still want me to do it?
Bianziet says do it. Bianziet says you won't. Gremlin_306 says no knows well. Kirathikui_ says oop.
Right across the neck.
Jolix_ says cheeks one cheeks. Bianziet says you don't have the gall. Mac Daddy Nick says soft. Quartzy23 says so chic doesn't like forcibly popping balloons. Jolix_ says chic's one evil.
It's not worth my time. I have better things to do. Just sit here.
Next object says ha 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 ha. Quartzy23 says like yoga.
Is this a spatula?
Kirathikui_ says I ball scooper. Kirathikui_ says LUL. Quartzy23 says it's a cupcake scooper. Gremlin_306 says ice cream scooper. Brierde says good morning. What's the latest scoop? Jolix_ says egg swisher. Gremlin_306 says or melons. Quartzy23 says ball scooper. Kirathikui_ says I let the intrusive thought win that one. Quartzy23 says put it in my mouth. Gremlin_306 says this is probably how Cease lost his eye. Kirathikui_ says ball thrower. Kirathikui_ says snowball maker. Brierde says I'm not sorry for extending your stream last night because I get to see you this morning. Jersey Killer 2011 says back.
Welcome back, Jersey. What is this? Tell me what this is. We found this with you when that happened last night. What is this and what did you do with it?
Jersey Killer 2011 says this is an ice cream scoop.
No, it's not.
Quartzy23 says wrong. Bianziet says at Jersey Killer 2011 boring. Jersey Killer 2011 says oh.
So?
Jolix_O says at Jersey Killer 2011 you have to have amnesia, what is it? Briarde says it's for scooping hopes and dreams out of the pool of children's tears sitting next to the Capitol building. Gremlin_306 says at Jersey Killer 2011 they're losing it. Quartzy23 says at Briarte OMFG. Bianziet says it's a new grooming device for men. Smooth as eggs. Jersey Killer 2011 says, oh, I know. Jolix_O says at Briarte LUL. Jersey Killer 2011 says this is an eye remover. Quartzy23 says can't. Breathe.
Jersey, why did you have an eye remover with you last night?
Gremlin_306 says all this
when we
just
found
for a
you
spatula.
and this in your hand. Explain yourself, Jersey. Explain yourself.
Bianziet says at Gremlin_306, do you see what you've done? Briarte says, did I win the internet? Jersey Killer 2011 says, I collect eyeballs. When I get drunk, I'm sorry you guys win. Quartzy23 says, Bray. No. AM broken. Gremlin_306 says at Bianziet, actually, it was Quartzy no-nos well.
Beansy thinks that Jersey was grooming man parts with this. Is it true, Jersey?
Jersey Killer 2011 says no, that is absolutely not the case. Bianziet says at Gremlin_306 you're the one that said, that's not a spatula. Jersey Killer 2011 says, I 100% use it to collect eyeballs.
This is too big for human eyeballs. What kind of eyeballs were you collecting?
What started this whole thing at Jersey Killer 2011? Quartzy23 says at Gremlin_306 I require a certain type of spatula for emotional support. Jolix_O says, oh, that's the new Manscaped device? Interesting. Bianziet says not Jersey, might be. Bianziet says at Gremlin_306 I meant. Jersey Killer 2011 says cow eyeballs. Gremlin_306 says at Bianziet, it was a icing spreader no-nos well. Jersey Killer 2011 says I wouldn't hurt a fellow human being. Jersey Killer 2011 says I'm a good boy. Bianziet says at Gremlin_306 you could have just let it go, but here we are. Quartzy23 says manscaping or manscooping. Jolix_O says LUL.
I think I would also scoop hopes and dreams out of a pool of children's tears
worth it? No-nos
and
well.
drink it.
Bianziet says at Gremlin_306 fuck yeah. This is hilarious. Jersey Killer 2011 says, have you seen that pic I could finally share? Jersey Killer 2011 says the balloon bouquet.
Where'd you put it?
Jersey Killer 2011 says show and tell.
Oh, cute. Oh, you really do make balloons. You're not some creep on the internet making shit up. Aww. Cancel. Streamer gets canceled. Moving on. Is this a spatula?
Briarte says ha ha ha, spoken like an experienced streamer, laughing face. Jersey Killer
Now
2011 says now
you're validated. You're blue
invalidated
check
like on Twitter
mark.
LUL. Quartzy
Oh.
23 says yep.
This is a spatula. I don't know what's on it. Don't ask.
Gremlin underscore 306 says ick, what the hell, that thing is no-nos well. Quartzy 23 says getting closer to emotional support.
Listen,
Jersey Killer
that's not a
2011
spatula.
says
That's
no,
not a
this
spatula.
is for
This is not a
slapping
spatula.
kids
This
when
is
they
not a
misbehave.
spatula. This is not a
Briarte says
spatula. This is
that
not.
is
Do
a
you guys even know what a
1980s
spatula
disciplinary
is?
device that helped to fill the pool of children's tears.
Or clean it out. Clean out the pool.
Quartzy 23 says Bray, she doesn't have a garlic crusher.
I don't. It's sad. I think that this is a torture device. It suppresses screams. You just stop screaming. It's a scream
Quartzy
suppressor.
23 says we should get one on the throne list. That is all. Bianziet says at Briarde, don't kill the joke. It was so good. Leave it. Gremlin underscore 306 says it's getting closer to a spatula, I guess. Gremlin underscore 306 says that's more so a baking scooper.
Let's ask Talia what it is. Talia would tell you that it's the deliverer.
Briarte says at Bianziet.
Oh no, I can't find it.
Gremlin underscore
Here it is.
306 says, because if you would use that in a frying pan, it would be gone no-nos well.
Talia would tell you it's
Quartzy
the deliverer.
23 says also, Bray,
The peanut deliverer.
For more spatulas.
The peanut deliverer. Yes, it delivers us peanut butter. Ah, yeah, let's go.
Jersey Killer 2011 says people are doing a barbecue behind our apartment building and my whole room is full of smoke.
She's so cute. Yeah, you need peanut butter?
Quartzy 23 says we can yell at them if you need us to. Briarte says what is the equivalent of chug 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 for a dog eating peanut butter? Jersey Killer 2011 says no, I'm exaggerating, but it stinks with smoke. Kirathikui underscore says, hi, baby boy. Quartzy 23 says, daw. Gremlin underscore 306 says at Jersey Killer 2011 tell them their barbecue sucks ass no-nos well. Quartzy 23 says happy face, happy face. Briarde says making it really hard to not go adopt a senior dog.
Peanut butter bread. Peanut butter bread.
Jersey Killer 2011 says at Gremlin underscore 306 I need to get plants for the balcony, so I got ammo to throw at them.
Mwah.
Jersey Killer 2011 says, Kay, I'm gonna go play more Valheim with my friends. Quartzy
No, we have more
23
questions
says,
for you.
You have projectiles in the pantry and bathroom. Just saying. Gremlin
Is
underscore
this
306
a spatula?
says at Jersey Killer 2011 no need just roll up paper balls no nose grin. Bianziet says at Jersey Killer 2011 or Mason jars of gasoline. For the balcony. Jersey Killer 2011 says ich bin nicht mehr hier. Jersey Killer 2011 says veal spats.
Mwah.
Briarde says, oh, that's for getting your feet into a tight pair of shoes. Laughing face. Gremlin _ 306 says, what's up with the weird texture?
This is for acupressure on your arm. So you push it on your arm and it hits all the trigger points. And then it helps your gaming. Like if you've been gaming a long time, you just use the
says shoe asterisk. Quartzy 23 says arm spatula.
It's it's
Briarte
a
says
acupuncture.
Yeah, that's the normal use of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, you have amnesia and an alien is interrogating you in a foreign language.
Kirathikiwi _ says toddler catapult. Gremlin _ 306 says chat I don't think she has a spatula sitting there no knows well. Jolix _ says I don't think so eat it.
This is a spatula.
Gremlin _ 306 says that's a icing spreader. Kirathikiwi _ says spanker. Jolix _ says flipper.
This is a spatula.
Quartzy 23 says it wasn't me. Briarte says at Kirathikiwi _ understands.
Thank you, Kiwi.
Kirathikiwi _ says it's a spatula. Kirathikiwi _ says at Briarte LUL. Jolix _ says spankula. Gremlin _ 306 says can you flip eggs with it?
Nick, if you're watching, you owe me 10 subs. Nota. Is this a spatula?
Quartzy 23 says jolly. Thank you. Quartzy 23 says AM eternally grateful. Kirathikiwi _ says WTF is that? Jolix _ says welcome Sheiks one yay. Kirathikiwi _ says an oddly shaped rock with a hole in it. Quartzy 23 says it's my next stream title. Without a doubt. Gremlin _ 306 says I know about this one.
Seriously, everything's an ice cream.
Briarte says this one is clearly just a dull butter knife. Jolix _ says Canadian tools. Gremlin _ 306 says this is out of my field.
Literally, you said everything is an icing spreader until I actually pull out an icing spreader. You're trolling me. Oh my god.
This 23 says, babe, that is not for icing. Kirathikiwi _ says, I mean the spatulas can be used as icing spreaders. Quartzy 23 says it's like for bath salts.
Bath salts? Are we snorting bath salts now?
Gremlin _ 306
becoming
says
cannibals?
I would use it to crush magic mushrooms no knows well.
Well, this is from Australia.
Briarte says, oh, based on that whole location, it must a single propeller fallen off the shaft. Quartzy23 says, listen here. I'm not suggesting what to snort off. Kirathikiwi underscore says, instead of the credit card for. You know what? You use that. Gremlin underscore 306 says, whoa, whoa, whoa.